Actually, he's not that little. He's a strong guy. Oh. Ooh, that's a toad right there, a chunk. Just a nice, healthy, fat male fish right there. Whew. This is starting to get pretty fun today. You know, during the spawn, don't be in a hurry. When your bait is in a place that you think a fish might be spawning, don't be in a hurry to get your bait out of there. Leave it in there. Let the bait work for you in there. You know, think about when you're sight fishing, how a lot of times you really have to show a bait to a fish for a long time in order to get them to bite. You're kind of trying to do the same thing. This is it's actually a tube made by Canyon Plastics, and it's one of the old original tubes, and I like it. It's a really good flipping tube for a Texas rig. And the color here, it's kind of a green. It's got some purple metal flake in it. It's got some black flake in it. The color is called 00B is the color that it's called. And I'm just rigging it up on like a 3/0. And what I do when I rig this is I want to rig this hook. I want to try to make the bait lay as straight as it can. So I'm just going to take it and just kind of skin hook it back on this back side of the tube. I don't want that hook to have to go through very much plastic when I get a bite. Use a lightweight. Use like this is a 3/16 right here. In the spring, I like to fish soft plastics, and I like to fish them on a lightweight. Came out of shallow water. Another little buck. You know, one of the things that really helps is to know when you're fishing a lake where the water's low, and the lake is it's a good 2 feet low over here right now. So a lot of these cattails that look so good don't have in them, but I know the little stretches where instead of having a foot of water on the outside edge of the cattails, where it has 18 inches or 2 feet. And just finding those little bit deeper stretches, it's not deep water, it's just deeper water, will really help you be able to pinpoint where the fish are going to.
No, she.
Here's one. Good one too. Look at that. That's a nice one. There we go. Oh yes, fat one. Now that may be a female right there. That's kind of the first one I felt like today might be a girl, and I would say she's about half spawned out. I mean, there's definitely a little belly. You can see where it was sagging there at one point, and she was way back up in the thick stuff. We found a spot that's got a little bit more depth on it, and seems to be the key. And I'm still flipping that tube. You know, when I know the fish are on beds, a tube is one of my favorite baits to flip around cover. You know, most times of the year when you're largemouth fishing, you're fishing tubes, you're fishing for little ones. But when you get into the spring of the year, there's about a 6-week period when fishing a little tube is fishing for big ones. And we're in that window right now here in central Texas. Water temperature is about 62 degrees. Just come off that tremendous cold snap. The last time we had a cold snap anything like what we just experienced, oh, it's been 15 or 20 years ago, it set the fish back a full month from what they would normally be. So I think the big waves of fish that we're going to have are still to come, and we're just so we're sort of right on the leading edge of it right now. Into the sun. Okay, a quick little tip for you guys. I don't like an offset hook when I'm flipping, especially around heavy cover. And the reason is, what happens is, especially with a soft bait like a tube, they want to slide down and ball up on your hook, and they'll bulletproof you, and you're going to lose or miss a lot of the fish that you hook. So take that old offset hook, discard it. What I want you to go to is, I want you to go to a straight shank hook. Now this is an owner 3/0 flipping hook, a heavy cover flipping hook, and you see this little piece of it's just a heavy fluorocarbon, but that's actually acts as a lure keeper. And I can slide that tube up there. I'm gonna go all the way over the eye of the hook. I'm gonna go all the way over the knot. And that little keeper is just gonna rest right there on the outside of that tube. And it works with any piece of soft plastic. And then I'm gonna come back in here and I'm just gonna skin hook the point of this tube on the back side. That really prevents that tube from having as good of an opportunity to slide down. And that's a much better setup, and you're going to have a lot better strike to catch ratio just by making that one little change to your flipping setup.